All right, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I've got the CMP 1911 out here. I'm going to do the final wrap on this series, soaking my rack grade in 1911 in oil. I originally started this because I'd read in the CMP forums that a user left his to soak for a period of time, maybe 2 years, soak in oil, and it darkened the color. So in January 2023, I stripped mine down. I placed all the metal parts in bags to seal everything as securely as possible and allow the oil to cover as much square footage as possible. Well, 8 months later, I'm getting it cleaned up and reassembled. When you receive your 1911, CMP advises that several coats of oil are needed to return the weapon to a condition visibly similar to military standards, because they have been in storage so long, dry as a bone. I can say that this video's title is a little more interesting than what is actually being recorded here, since most of this footage is just cleaning and assembly. I will say, if you're using CLP, the odor is extremely potent and it doesn't let you forget that it's there. I donned a pair of latex gloves for this segment because I shot this piece of footage right before I headed to bed, so I didn't want the CLP odor lingering or all over my hands when I was trying to go to bed. If you do this experiment, in my case, I took the grip screws, the grips, the magazine, the firing pin, the springs, and stored these separately. It was an odd feeling storing so many components separately, and for 8 months later, wondering if they were still all there after forgetting about it for so long. One thing for certain was each piece was completely shiny in this footage, covered in oil, and you can see it as I go on. You can see it all over my gloves. Take note on the frame, there's a slight two-tone appearance in color. The part where the grips sit is lighter than the parts of the exterior surface exposed to the elements. The oil did not remedy to this at all. I have no idea if other folks' 1911s look like this or not. If it does, drop me a comment below. My analytics tell me that pretty much from the inception of my channel that people don't stick around for an entire video on firearms if you're not specifically talking through a procedure step by step or actually shooting. If I'm sitting here doing a cleaning, a breakdown, or mundane footage and talking, I lose people, but I'm going to do it in this one because this video is covering a theory and that's part of the process. ASMR videos of cleanings and breakdowns in the firearm community just aren't a thing. So each piece is cleaned thoroughly with a cloth, in my case an old t-shirt. I'm not wiping every last drop. I do like to leave a light coat of oil on my older firearms. In the military's case, or at least in the Army, you turn in your weapon to the arms room clean and dry. While stored in the vault, a dehumidifier runs to keep everything moisture free. I don't store mine that way. I keep them lightly coated to fight rust and corrosion. Another benefit I've also learned over the years is this generally aids the function of the weapon, and I don't have to fool with lubrication at the range before I go shoot. That being said, I spent more time wiping than what I actually show on camera to keep it at a reasonable length. After having the gun in storage for so long, I will say that it is refreshing to finally get to do this and wrap this up and get the gun back into my regular rotation of firearms so that I can actually shoot. After a final wipe down, let's take a look at some comparisons. The top images were taken from my unboxing video under similar lighting. It's the same LED setup I use in all my indoor footage. My friend and fellow content creator Atlantic Products cautioned me that different manufacturing processes may prevent my particular example from absorbing the oil to the point of altering the appearance. I can concur, even though it's tricky to compare with these pictures. Perhaps a longer period of time, years instead of months, but I really didn't want to leave it stored that long. So if you attempt this, good luck.